Hello and welcome to Basic Linux course. This is the sixth section of the course, More Linux Command. In this section, we look about text processing, archiving and compression, getting help, some other commands, and some tricks. Okay, some tricks. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now first on text processing, we'll look about the grep command. Grep command will source for some pattern in the file. I have a file called grep. Let's search for a text run in that file. Grep search for run in grep.txt. Okay, so it will highlight the run and it will simply show the matching pattern. Okay, and we can use grep on with pipeline as well. So pass the ls command to grep and search for some file with the txt. Okay, so this will only show the txt files, and okay, like show for some high header file. Okay, it will show that kind of thing. Okay, with grep we can source on the files and we can pass some result to the grep command using the pipe as well and search for the pattern there. Okay, our next command is sort. Let's first check the name. Sort command will sort the data in some form. Sort names. Okay, it will sort the array name, and we can sort that on reverse as well with -r command. You can learn more about this sort on the manual page with command sort. And our next command is unique. Unique will simply show the unique file, unique line in the file. Okay, as you have seen here, we have this multiple, this round line is duplicate, but with unique it will only show one line for them, but it won't care if that are not similar. Okay, they are in a different line, but if they are in the same line and duplicate, it will simply remove the duplicate line, hide all duplicate line. Okay, our next command is or count. Will count all lines in the file, lines and words in the file. This file has 9 lines and 9 words. Yes, let's Monday. Let's start on here. You see, this has 9 lines and 10 words and 53 bytes. Okay, let's move on archiving and compression. So whenever working with Linux system, we have to transfer some file from one system to another, and it will be hard if you have to transfer single files. So if you have to transfer some group of files, we can compress them, we can archive them, compress them, and send to the another server. By doing so, we can simply send a single file, and with compression we can save the network load as well. Okay, to compress we'll use the tar program. Tar was a pretty old program. Tar is a pretty old program, so there are different ways to use that with traditional approach as well as new approach. For now, we'll simply use the approach with options. To create a tar file, we'll use tar as create burgos app. File name is archive.txt tar, create archive.tar, and just compress, just simply archive the content in current directory. Okay, now we should be say the ls the tar file has been created and all these data are compressed with ls that's we can see that this is 1.5 MB. Now before transferring this file, we should compress it, so we should reduce some size. Gzip file. archive.digit.tar file, and if we check the size, it's 1.3. Some byte have been reduced. Okay, now we can send this file to the server, to another server, and here we can. Okay, let's assume that we are now in another server. So we have received this file. We have to first uncompress it with zip -d archive, and that's to create that file back. And now we can extract the content with -x df. Okay, we see that we get all those data back. Okay, now let's move on getting help. There are lots of commands in the Linux, and we may not remember what all of them will do, so we need some reference. We have some command like what is to show the information on that command. So what is ls? Ls is directory content. What is display one line manual page for description? Okay, if you know a command and want to know what that exactly does, you can use that what is command. And next command is man. This is a manual page, and so more information on the man and how to use and what are the options available and this and that information. So this will be the first page you look for how to use a command. Okay, and if we want more information, we can use info and manual are kind of same, but the info have a lot of information, and also lots command support the dash help option, which will simply show the help with related to that program. Okay, and let's move on some other commands. Okay, now let's go to the home directory. What if we want to go back to the previous directory? To go to the previous directory, we can use cd and this dash option. This will take us to the previous directory. If we want more than one directory in the stack, we can use popd and pushd. Whenever you want to move from one directory to another directory and want to save the current directory in the stack, you will use the pushd command. So that will save the current directory in the stack, and you can move around in the system, and whenever you want to come back to the directory, you can hit popd and you get back to that directory. Okay, and next command is id. Id command will show the information about the user and group associated with the current user. If you want to know more information on other user, you can use id and ID and the user. It will show the similar information for that user. And our next command is wget. With the wget, we can download some files here. Okay, let me get a link. Copy link. Okay, wget will allow us to download a file. Here is this logo.png. Alas, now we get this logo.png. Okay, it's been downloaded. And next command is find. Find will help us to search for some directory or files in the system. We can look for with find. Look for in the current directory. Let's look for first. With find, let's look for a file type is equal to file having name logo, okay. Dirty logo, dirty star, okay. Particular logo, okay. Type file with name logo, okay. And similarly, we can look for directory with name paste. Okay, we'll get that. Okay, let's look for find type file with the name logo dot star. Okay, okay, we will get all these locations, and if we have to search some directory, we can do so, this and that. Okay, with find command. With find command, you can sort based on the permission, based on the group of the user, group of the files or directory. Okay, yeah, you can learn more about this find command with that manual page. Okay, our next command is free. We will show the memory size and the swap and use of the swap. Another is df, discrete file system. It will show the file system and the size used and this and that information. With the top command, you can see the running processes, how much CPU they are using, how much memory are using, and this is on real time. This keeps updating. Press Q to quit, and there is okay Q and the PID. Okay, so, okay, now this is the PID. If you find some program you want to delete or restore, you can copy this PID, Shift C, Q and Q, and paste that PID. Okay, that PID, whatever that PID is, and that will simply kill that program. Okay, and our next command is systemctl. So yes, the see here. This control the daemons server in the system. Start as MongoDB. Okay, you can show DB service is loaded but is not active, and we can start that service with start and stop with stop and that kind of thing. We'll use this more on that bonus section next. And the next is let's go to okay. Now whenever you are typing, okay, let me open this file in the terminal. Okay, nano, and if you type n and hit tab, it will autofill that. Okay, you can use that tab as well. It will simply fill that content. And similarly, if there are multiple like I, it will ask for, and if you double tap, you will get the result. Okay, hider.js. Do you want hider.js or hider.txt? That kind of thing. And with up arrow and down arrow, we can navigate through the code, the command that you have used. And as we already know, we can use history to search for our previous code and command that we have used on the system as well. Okay, that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next